So here are the Adcocks, partners on and off the court. Married last year, Chris and Gabby. And Chayot, born in Thailand, and his partner Yao Lei, born in China, but representing Singapore. Singapore has a talent identification program for foreign athletes that they're able to attract, because obviously China in particular have so many top-class badminton players, and not all of them can make it to the Chinese national team. Well, it has to be said, Nathan, sometimes the Chinese selectors don't get it right. The players they actually decide, no, they're not good enough for us, go on and do very well elsewhere.
No, certainly we've seen some ex-Chinese national team players representing many different countries, even European countries. We've had players in Europe, in France and Germany, ladies singles players in particularly, medal at major games, so they can flourish outside of China, certainly in the right situation. But the mixed doubles here, Adcock's strong favourite for this match and also for the tournament. They are the standout pair in the draw.
Yeah, they're ranked number 5 in the world in mixed doubles. Their opponents ranked 64 in the world. But we know just how good Chayot can be. He looks a big man, but he moves pretty well, and his racket skills are outstanding. Chris Adcock, 25 years of age, originally from Leicester. Of course, a world silver medalist in mixed doubles in 2011 in London with Imogen Bankier. Gabby Adcock hails from Leeds originally, and of course they live together in Milton Keynes, where Badminton England has its national training base. Chayot, 24 years of age, born in Udon Thani in Thailand, moved to Singapore in 2010. Was the bronze medalist in mixed doubles at the last Commonwealth Games. And Lei Yao, 24 years of age, was his partner on that occasion. Let's have a look at their route through. The Adcocks got a bye in the first round, then they beat the Northern Irish pair 21-12, 21-13, and then a fine win over the Malaysians Tan and Hu 21-17, 21-11. And now they got a retirement actually in the third round against Denley Minton and Stapleton. They'd won the first game when Denley Minton was forced to retire with illness. But you'll notice they did lose a game to the Australians Ross Smith and Renuga Viran in the second round. They were straight games winners against the Sri Lankans Dias and Weerasinghe in the first round.
Players ready to play?
Although the Singapore pair are ranked in the 60s, I don't think that's really reflective of their quality. They are a pair that have been very close to the top 10 in the world before, so I think that it's maybe a case that they haven't played enough events this year to get a high enough ranking.
Kelly Hoare is the service judge to Lawrence Bester, our umpire.
We'll be expecting a strong, aggressive start by the Adcocks. Chris Adcock always fired up for his matches, and he'll look to get straight on the attack and look to put his aggression on the court from the first point and dominate the Singapore pair with the attack. Chayot does have a dangerous attack, so they'll be really trying not to lift the shuttle to him as much as possible. The Adcocks did have a stern test in their previous round against the Malaysian pair, so they'll certainly be up to speed already.
England. On my left, Chayot, Yao Lei, Malaysia. I'll late the serve to Chris Adcock. Level. Play.
Good judgment straight away by Gabby Adcock.
Love.
The English pair off to a quick start, just as they'd hoped for. A couple of quick points, 2 cheap errors really by the Singapore pair.
Service over.
And then getting a little bit of luck.
2.
Noticeable that both those serves were flick serves from Gabby Adcock.
Well, she has improved her serve a lot over the last 18 months to 2 years. Did have a few issues with it a couple of years ago, but it seems to be quite solid now. Well, you saw Triachart there taking the net, actually, unusual in mix, but he actually played the net and stayed there. Well, we saw him in the doubles yesterday. Very dangerous around the net, reads the game well.
Service over.
Nice return
3-2.
into the mid-court area, beyond the front player, in front of the trailing player.
Oh, and that's early take. Early at the net there by Gabby Adcock. Anticipated the net shot return, just brushing over the shuttle.
It's not mixed as we know it, is it? With Triachart occupying the front and saying to his partner, you do the running.
Well, I mean, he is a quality net player, but it's also, for his partner, who's a lot shorter than him, it's quite difficult to see around him if he's standing right in front of the shuttle.
Good point.
Service over.
Well, that one's landed right on the line, both the long and sideline. Great flat cross-court lift.
I think Gabby had actually told him to leave it. Oh, that's remarkable.
Oh, fantastic shot. Brilliant skill at the net. It didn't look like it was possible to turn the shuttle back cross-court. Really brilliant technique there. Just turning the wrist cross-court. And that's a fantastic angle from the rear court. Gabby Adcock slicing it. Wow, fantastic rally by all 4 players there. In the end, it's Triachart with the drive. Chris Adcock unable to make the forehand drive, looking to put it back cross-court. But all players rotating around each other as well. You know, traditional mix would say man at the back, woman at the net, but you know, in the modern day mixed, all players all over the court. And a tight serve, Triachart tight serve, looking for the push of Chris Adcock, driving it straight back at him. Unable to get back in time.
Turns over.
Very close.
7-6.
It was an anxious look from Chris Adcock. Ooh. Not convinced about that, Nathan.
Well, I'm not sure Chris was sure when it landed.
That's a clever little push. What's interesting to me in these early stages is that only very occasionally have we seen the power of Adcock. He's playing a lot of deft, soft shots at the moment.
Well, I think he knows that driving at trio chart is dangerous. He is very good in the mid-court. So he's trying to play the soft shots to get the lift for himself.
Like that.
And good anticipation by Gabby Adcock moving forward.
9-6.
Getting the half-court lift for a partner.
Service over. 7-9.
And the push is drifted along by trio chart. Really good patience by Chris Adcock there from the back.
7.
He knows that there's a quality in the defence of the Singapore pair, so he's not going to hit hard until he's really in position and feels like he can actually make the winner.
Service over. 8-10.
Cowley taking the angle this time. Saw the gap, actually saw her look just before the shot. Actually bringing the shuttle down cross court.
Again, great anticipation from Gabby Adcock. Moving across.
11-8. Interval.
And an easy put down from her. So it's a useful lead, 3 points at the mid-game interval. This is the last point.
Well, I think at the moment the Adcocks are just on top of the net area. Gabby Adcock looks to be the more aggressive of the two girls on court, constantly moving forward.
There she goes, anticipating that one right on top of the net, taking it so early.
4-2, 20 seconds. 4-2, 20 seconds.
She can really commit to the net because she knows Chris's speed is so phenomenal in the mid-court that he's able to cover both sides, so she really commits to the net all the time, knowing that she's secure in the knowledge that her partner will cover around.
$11-8.
But we've already seen the quality that the Singapore pair can bring as well. Maybe ranked slightly low at the moment, but they are dangerous.
Adcock's got the wrong order of serving. Gabby was going to serve, but it's not her turn.
Service over.
Close.
9-11.
Well, again, a mistake on the length on this side, and they are struggling. I think that's 3 or 4 that have gone along now of this far line.
Perfect lift. Perfect
13.
flick serve.
9.
And that is Gabby Adcock's favourite place to flick serve. She likes flicking straight down the centre of the court. I mean, she doesn't have to move her racket, pointing it wide. She can just flick it with deception.
Service over. 14. 9.
So the lead stretches to 5.
The net cord slightly lucky, but you see how early he's there. He's almost in the front line moving forward. You make your own luck by taking it early.
Ooh. That's a sloppy shot from Triachart.
15. 9.
Well, shaking his head. I think he was in between two shots there, maybe wanting to play it soft, and then he just decided to inject a little bit of pace into it, and it pulled it down into the middle of the net. And the Adcocks now controlling virtually all the rallies. Chris Adcock with a fantastic cross-court net there to maintain the attack for them. Gabby working hard across the net.
5 straight points for the Adcocks.
And the mistakes now starting to come from Triachart as the Singapore pair are starting to run out of ideas in this first game.
He's still involved in the men's doubles, Triachart.
Well, a clash of rackets on the lift by the Adcocks.
17.
Both looking to move forward. Ended up in the same half of the court trying to defend.
I suppose it's better for both of you to go for it than neither of you.
Yeah. I don't think we often practice defending when we're both in the same half of the court.
Terrific from Gabby Adcock again. She doesn't back off when Triachart is smashing.
Now she's looking incredibly sharp at the net. Not just
18.
moving forward, looking for the kill, but this time actually stopping it. You've got to be aware where your opponent is on the court. If they're deep defending back, the stop there is always open for them.
It's found the back line.
Well, a lovely shot by Triachart.
18.
Long rally, all four corners being used. All players on the court actually using cross net shots, which is unusual but fantastic when the skill is on the court to do that.
Play.
I have to say, the longer the rallies go, the more you have to favour the Adcocks. I think they're a fitter pair in general than the Singapore pair.
12. 18. Service over.
Again, Gabby Adcock moving to the centre of the court, to the net.
19.
The net shot
12.
by Yao Li, just too loose. And she really needs to try and use a little bit of deception when she's playing those net shots and see where Gabby Adcock's moving to and maybe move it away from her.
No. This time Gabby Adcock finding a lovely angle on the net shot
20.
to
Well,
take
game point.
to game points.
12.
Yeah, we've had all four players now playing cross-court nets. It's good to see.
Service over. 13. 20.
That is perfect placement. And the Adcocks, playing a really controlled, tactical game, have that opening game, 21-13.
Gabriel Adcock, 21-13.
Turns, yeah, keep them frustrated, keep them down there. When we want to add the mixture to that, obviously we've got the one where we go over when he's committing forward, but also when you put your pace in, you can put your pace in, pace in maybe variation. He's getting too much of the pace. Now it's on the straight line. Go across on there a little bit. But I think we just stick to the same thing.
Can't be with it, getting used to it. But
yeah, they'll challenge us at it. We're better. Yeah. So you're making them charges into
The longer I was benefit
times.
more than that.
Yeah, because we're fit. That's fine. I think the variation.
Pete Jeffrey with the English pair, and it's Liu Qing Dong, who's the doubles coach for Singapore, also out there, Chua Yong Zhu.
Well, Peter Jeffrey telling his players that the game plan was working. You know, Chris Adcock mentioning varying the pace all the time. You know, Gabby Adcock committing herself to the net. The game plan's working, as Pete Jeffrey, more of the same, but they just have to maintain their intensity.
Go to 20 seconds. Go
Saw
to
the
20
Singapore
seconds.
pair lose their confidence just after the mid-game interval when the Adcocks got the gap on them.
Second game. Level play. One. Love.
Well, Tria chart this time stepping forward. Chris Adcock looking to control it from the rear court. But Tria chart was right in and actually pushing Chris Adcock's drop shot down. A little bit loose.
That's certainly loose.
Service over.
That was a big chance, and he knows it.
One.
Smash from just over half court against one player. Gabby Adcock was out of the rally at the net. Any shuttle down the tram lines would have been a winner. And another easy mistake by Tria chart this time. Unable to get the return over the net.
Yeah, just what you want at the start of a game. Couple of easy points.
Well, these mistakes come from pressure. The pressure of the tight serve, knowing how tight Gabby Adcock is to the net.
Service over.
Chris Adcock with two good serves, but that one was slightly loose.
4.
Allowing Tria chart to jump on it.
Three. 4.
The team competition, he was struggling with some of his net play, Chris Adcock. In the individual, he's seems to have sorted that out, but he'll be disappointed with that one.
Incredible deception there on the flick serve by Tria chart. Head was down, looking for the short serve. It's actually a tactic I used to use quite a lot, actually keeping my head down and making the opponent believe that I wasn't even looking for a flick serve, and then just flicking it almost with your head down, not looking. The Singapore pair found a way back in to the second game.
Service over. 5.
Oh, Yao Li just let that one drop. She's just not taking it as early at the net as Gabby Adcock.
Hasn't used his power that often.
6.
And even then, it was
4.
only, what, 3/4?
Yeah, it's the speed onto the shuttle that's the dangerous thing. The speed, taking it early, attacking the player who's retreating from the net.
Service over. 5, 6.
Well, Gabby Adcock trying a difficult shot. The shuttle had struck the net, and it always makes the shuttle spin slightly differently. A good attempt. It almost feels like you have too much time with those shots, but you have to wait for them to stop spinning almost.
Those over.
And a lot of good net chords at the moment. They
7.
tend to even out.
6.
This time it's Chris Adcock who gets the luck.
Well, like I said before, they're fortunate in a way, but taking it so early in the mid-court. Chris is playing tight, so he's going to get a few net chords on the little pushes. They're not full pace pushes either.
No left.
Well, Yowli didn't like the call, and I think it was wide.
8, 6.
Again, a good long rally, and the English pair just seemed to be able to keep their movement at a higher speed. The Singapore pair noticeably a little bit static on defence as the rally went on. Well, they had
Service over.
great defence to stay
7.
in the rally,
8.
but the Singapore pair had a few chances there. Just behind the front line, Yao Li finally getting it on the floor.
Play. Service over.
Choosing his moments when to smash.
9.
Yeah, well, Gabby
7.
working hard off the flick serve. Good elevation without moving into the shuttle, just elevating straight from the spot. Good power.
Game. 7.
Triachart shaking his head there. Knows he should have left that shuttle for his partner. It was well behind him as he tried to hit it. The shuttle had already gone past and actually ended up hitting his partner in the head.
Service over.
Singapore pair hanging in the second game here. The English pair looked like they were pulling away there.
Service over.
Good bit of acrobatics
11.
from Gabby
8.
Adcock to get out of the way of the shuttle as it was falling short.
Well, a very similar pattern in this second game for the Adcocks.
So then we've got a big court against her. We can go in front of her or we can go behind her. We're trying to feed through her, bring her down in. Yeah? Don't turn in front of her and go over her. That rally we went high on her twice, she didn't hurt us at all. Yeah, and we can just counter off of it. Yeah, okay. If you, when we're in this sort of area in the mid-court here, that really aggressive position, that rally you cut out. I think they're trying to play no look, so we can be really big on your side and not let that through either.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds.
Exactly the same score at the mid-game interval as it was in the first game, 11-8.
Well, Coach Peter Jeffrey again saying, you know, if they need to, they can lift to the Singapore girl Yao. She's not hurting them from the rear court. And telling Gabby Adcock to stand up tall in the mid-court if they're playing a no-lift game. And that one drifts wide.
Go. Hey.
Opening up a 4-point lead.
Service over. 9, 12.
And a wide serve, but didn't get that right at all.
Well, Triachart unable to get the cross-court net shot. Good effort. I think he actually tried to lunge this with his left leg. Well, actually went with his right, and then his left
13,
came through.
9.
Ended up on the floor. In the mixed doubles in the world rankings, the Adcocks are 5. I kind of think there's a big 4 in mixed doubles at the moment with the 2 Chinese pairs, Fischer and Pedersen from Denmark, and Tantawi and Natsir from Indonesia. What do you think the English pair need to do to kind of break into that top 4? They're obviously still developing, and you know they've won a Super Series tournament already. But what do they need to do to break into that top 4?
14.
It's a tough challenge for them. They're certainly developing as a partnership quicker now since they got back together. They played together in junior badminton, had a couple of years apart where Chris played with Imogen Bankier.
Oh, it's long.
15. 9.
It's funny, isn't it? Straight after the mid-game interval, in both the games, the Adcocks have opened up the lead. It's now 6 points.
Well, it is as if they come out just with a slightly higher intensity.
9.
Chris working slightly faster, attacking like they did in the first game. They hardly gave the attack away after the mid-game interval, and they've done exactly the same here. 5 points since the break.
Service over. 10.
Well, she
16.
was in the right position there, crouched, ready for the smash. Peter Jeffrey just reminding them of the quality they need in the first 3 shots of the rally.
$11, 16.
And you heard Gabby Adcock say feet there. Obviously just looking to move a little bit faster along the net.
Again, struggling off the net cord, and
12, 16.
3 points in a row for the Singaporeans here, getting them back almost in contact.
Well, this is the last chance really for the Singapore pair. They've got to push now, or they'll find this match slipping away from them.
Beautiful block.
And you saw on that block as well,
17.
Gabby Adcock not moving backwards, actually moving forwards on the way forward, always looking to move forward. The gap was there for her. Fantastic defence after the flick serve by Chris Adcock.
12.
Turned the defence into attack. He really has for me, been outstanding on defence today. It's maybe one area when he was coming up through the juniors, he always had the speed in the mid-court and the attack, and it was maybe his defence which wasn't his strong point, but I think he's worked on it a lot. And certainly he's retrieved well, really close to the floor in this match.
Service over. 13, 18.
Yeah, they're finding the line with the smash. Yeah, the racket goes up in the air because, again, Triachard has missed a mid-court smash.
19, 13.
Well, he knows they can't afford to miss any chances when they're on the attack, certainly from the half court.
Play.
And Gabby Adcock again early on the tape. It's been the story of the game, and it's brought the English pair to match point.
20, match point, 13. Service over. 14.
Well, this time he makes the smash. But to get 6 points in a row against a quality of this opposition, it's almost impossible. It's been done, but I can't see it happening here.
I seem to remember you and Gail were way down in the final game in Beijing and came back.
We were, but that's it. The English pair have taken it. Lots of English flags in the crowd here at the Emirates Arena. Lots of good support for the English pair.
A really impressive performance, because that was different to the way they normally play. Really controlled, really tactical, really astute, and really good.
21-13, 21-14.
Yeah, they controlled the whole match. Really working well, mixing the pace. It's almost, you know, it's the ideal mix. That was the game plan when they went on. Executed it really well. Appreciative of the crowd, the English fans in the arena.
It took 32 minutes for them to subdue the Singaporeans' challenge. 21-13, 21-14. They advance to the semi-finals, and they await the winner of the match between Robert Blair and Imogen Bankia, and the Canadians Derek Eng and Phyllis Chan. And I think once the draw was made, everyone was thinking, ooh, Adcock's against Blair and Bankia in the semis. That could be tasty.
Well, I think that's the one we'd like to see tomorrow. The Scottish pair are strong favourites to get through their quarter-final as well. So I think we're going to get our wish and see that match for a place in the final tomorrow.
Let's confirm the scoreline. 21-13, 21-14, and you know the Singaporeans were never ever ahead, even by a single point, in either game. So the first match is over. We will be switching codes to women's singles next. Michelle Lee and Sarah Walker. But first of all, let's look back on the highlights of this opening mixed doubles quarter-final and the win for the Adcocks.
Well, they really did stamp their authority from the very first point, getting out to an early lead. The story of the game was really Gabby Adcock being the more aggressive female on court, getting to the net before her opponent. And the English pair mixing the pace up really well, not getting embroiled in a fast, flat exchanges all the time. Lots of quality cross-court play as well, into the gaps on the court. Singapore pair weren't really able to use the rear of the court. Made the game slightly easier. Gabby Adcock moving to the net. And her partner, Chris, close behind her.
That was the one which was right behind Triachard. He should never have played it, and his partner getting a nasty one on the side of the face. Not very pleasant. And that was the moment of victory. Well done, hubby. Well done, wife.
The gold medal favourites progress to the semi-finals.